Hello, everyone, and welcome inside the broadcast booth. We are officially underway here at Battlefield High School. Matt Venezia and Tommy Seiss on the call with you today for some rivalry baseball. It's been a while since we've done a YouTube stream, but it's good to be back. For me personally, back in a booth at Battlefield. It's been very weird with COVID in bringing you guys live sports coverage, but we're very happy to do it today. Tommy, we've got a good Cedar Run District battle between two undefeated teams here today.
Yeah, as you said, both teams are undefeated. It should set up for a really exciting, high-paced game.
So Jackson Baird will be on the bump for the Bobcats, who remain undefeated, as we said yesterday. A nice 3-0 win here against John Champ. And they'll welcome their rival, the Patriot Pioneers, to town. Leading off for the Pioneers, the shortstop, number 8, Max Earhart. So we're doing a little PA in here as well. So as you heard there, Max Earhart will lead it off for the Pioneers. First pitch, right on the outside, it's a strike. So Jackson Baird fires away with the fastball in there for a strike. He comes set now from the full windup. Pretty much identical to what we just saw. He's ahead of it 0-2.
Great start here for Baird.
The Bobcats rocking the alternate purple uniforms today with the white pants. The Pioneers showing their alternate red uniforms today. So a highly anticipated matchup. The 0-2 from Baird. Same fastball pitch that time. It was out of the zone and upstairs. So Earhart works himself back into the count. 1-2 now. As you heard there earlier, the infield for the Bobcats, Zambrana at third, Pato at short, Cho at second, and Harris at first. Breaking pitch in the dirt. It's a drop third strike. Tucker Williams takes a second to corral it. And it's not going to be played over there at first. I got to imagine that's going to be an error ruled for Tucker. And that's a bad break for the Bobcats, a leadoff runner aboard.
Sloppy play to open up the game. They got to clean that up.
Now batting for the Pioneers, the left fielder, number 9, Brian Wilson. So Brian Wilson finds himself with a runner on base, despite Earhart swinging at strike 3. So now the Bobcats have to fight back as that fastball misses for a ball. Battlefield now has to record 4 outs in the inning just to get out of it. With Earhart on first, a lot of speed. We'll see if Williams can get that runner back in case Earhart decides to move. The 1-0. He leaves it upstairs, ahead of it 2-0. Hitters count now. So Baird dominant to start. He falls behind now. As Brian Wilson, the left fielder, steps into the box. Baird comes set from the stretch. He'll go back to first. And Harris keeps him close. Pretty large crowd here today at Battlefield Park. Both sides about 15-20 minutes apart. But here for the rival game, both sides being represented very well. So the count moves now to 3-0. Baird's got himself in a little bit of a jam here. Comes set, got to find the zone here. He does just that. That's right down the plate. Wilson didn't like it. Thought he earned himself a free trip to first, tossing his bat. As Bryce Demre tossed it back to him, as Wilson will get back in the box. Baird working from behind. Wouldn't mind a double play ball here from his infield. He's set and he'll come back to first. Yesterday, the Bobcats did have a successful pickoff as Harris was all over the place on the infield, but Estridge on the mound was able to snag a runner in the earlier stages of the contest, so you can't rule that out here as Baird doing a good job keeping him close. The 3-1. And that one's going to get the inside zone as well. So Wilson, not really a fan of these inside fastballs that Jackson's found a way to find the zone, and now the count works itself full. Baird one look over to first. He comes set, and he'll go back. Jackson in yesterday's contest played shortstop for Battlefield, and Pato was over at second, so a little bit of shuffling of the cards, if you will, with Baird The ace now back on the hill for the big contest. The pitch going on contact. This one's going to be fouled off. So,
as you said before, he was playing shortstop yesterday, but in the game against Osborne Park, he pitched 3 innings and had 6 strikeouts.
He definitely is able to get it done. The George Mason commit on the mound for Battlefield in the big game. The first meeting of the season between these two sides, who will definitely have something to say about the final decision of who will come away with the Cedar Run District title. In the last spring season that was played between these two sides, obviously with COVID last year, canceling all sports and really the entire school year itself. The prior season, I was still here. Battlefield had a district championship game with Patriot. Patriot was the regular season champion, so they hosted the game. We actually did stream that. You could find that back in the channel about 2 years ago. Fantastic game. Baird did get the ball for that one, and he pitched a gem. The full count. It's going to be fouled off again. A great at-bat working here by Wilson. But that was a great game. Adam Kuzmicki hit 2 home runs for Battlefield over the left field wall over there in Nokesville on the road. And the Bobcats earned themselves a trip to the regional playoffs where they had a tough matchup with Westfield. Then Battlefield ace Zach Agnos on the mound in that one, a 2-1 loss for the Bobcats. The full count. Close. And it's going to be a walk. So good at bat there by Wilson. He works himself on with the base on balls. The Bobcats 2 on, nobody out now. And the Pioneers will bring in Bryce Demre. Now batting for the Pioneers, the center fielder number 6, Bryce Demre. So as we mentioned, Demre, the 3-hole hitter here, has a good RBI spot early just in the top of the first. We're barely about 10 minutes old here at Battlefield, and the Pioneers already threatening. First pitch misses in the dirt to the right side. Tommy, we're having a little bit of confusion here out there. The Bobcats trying to get out of themselves of a jam that they've gotten themselves into.
Yeah, I think it'll come down to more consistency from the mound and
Demre fouling that one off, not able to get a piece of the heater, and he works himself to a count 1-1. So no outs right now in the field. The Bobcats need something. A strikeout wouldn't be a bad idea, but anything in play to put a man away would be nice. 1-1 from Baird. Got him to chase the high cheese out and away. Tucker Williams doing a good job keeping that one in front of him and catching the high stuff. Demre finds himself behind 1-2. Baird from the stretch, he's set. Swing and a miss. It was a foul tip right into Williams' glove. Demre is retired on the strikeout. And a huge first out for Battlefield.
Definitely the momentum they needed with the slow start to this game.
Now batting for the Pioneers, the right fielder, number 17, Kyle Vandenberg. So this is Vandenberg there in the box. The cleanup hitter looking to fulfill what Demre could not and move Earhart over from second. Baird has an out now. And right before we get a pitch, Vandenberg calls time. So now, after that first out, the Battlefield defense can help Baird if they're able to put it in play. First pitch under the hands, inside on Vandenberg, but that one's going to be a strike.
Seems like Baird's creating his own momentum here, really what he needed.
So the first strike in the at-bat recorded. Vandenberg in the box. Baird comes set, the pitch. Breaking pitch, good block by Tucker Williams, and now Jackson's got it figured out now. And what's become a long inning for him, which, you know, it's not all that ideal for Coach Burkhardt and the staff here for Battlefield. Trying to hang a 0 here in the top half would be nice. Baird trying to get there. He's got a 1-2 count. Jackson comes set from the stretch. The pitch. Looking to paint the corner was Williams, not able to, as home plate umpire not fooled. Neither was Vandenberg, as he didn't chase. 2-2 count. 1 out here in the top half of the first. As we're just underway here at Battlefield Park. And the first of 2 between the Battlefield Bobcats and the Patriot Pioneers. Longtime rivals seeing each other on the diamond once again. The 2-2. Identical to that first pitch we just saw. And Jackson Baird gets him looking. It's another strikeout. He's got 2, and 2 gone for the Pioneers.
Baird really seems to be figuring himself out and really started to put these in play.
Now batting for the Pioneers, the catcher number 4, Mason Balsis. So the catcher Balsis will step up in a very different situation. It was 2 on, nobody gone. As you see Baird check back on Earhart at second. There were 2 on, nobody out, back-to-back strikeouts. Really 3 now for Jackson Baird, but there was a drop third that was not able to be converted on at first as the high cheese is swung on and missed. The count is now 0-1. But Balsis now looking for a chance to bring him in. Demre and Vandenberg not able to do so prior. And Jackson Baird could really get some good momentum working for Battlefield. The 0-1 stays upstairs. The count is now evened up at 1. It's good to see a full house here at Battlefield, obviously with all the issues the pandemic has caused. A lot of fans here to support, and sports are back. It's a good night for a rivalry baseball game. The 1-1. That stays upstairs. Williams asking for a check. The umpire just to the left of the mound from your point of view says no. It does look a little dark on the camera, but once the sun goes down, you'll be able to see a lot better. That's just what we got up here in the booth, and the cage in the way makes it a little tough. The pitch, trying to get the outside. That one was close. This one's going to go over the head of Baird on the throwback by Williams. Not enough for Earhart to be able to go. But what's been a long inning for Battlefield, they're 1 strike away from getting out of it. So Jackson getting back up on the mound. Williams, a check over to Burkhardt in the dugout, and now he gets the call. The deuces are wild. 2 on, 2 gone, 2-2 count. Swing and a miss! Jackson Baird gets 4 strikeouts in the inning. 3 outs recorded that matter, and the Pioneers strand 2. We will step away here on the call. Stay with us on the Battlefield Sports Network. And we're back here in the broadcast booth. First pitch to Blagan Pato, taken for a strike. On the rubber for the Patriot Pioneers, Brennan Card. So the Pioneers strand some runners. The Bobcats looking to make them pay for it. Second pitch swinging is Pato. This one maybe a no man's land. Getting over there is Fivery. He makes the play. And one away for Battlefield. Now batting for the Bobcats, the pitcher, number 6, Jackson Baird. So as you heard it there, as excited as we are, trying to get the guys fired up here in this big rival contest. The pitcher, Jackson Baird, looking to help himself out. First pitch from Card, left upstairs for a ball. Here in the bottom half of the first inning, we want to thank everybody for tuning in. It's the comeback of the Sports Network on the live stream. You've been keeping up on social media with us, but to bring a live stream here, not on the NFHS network, so it's free for everybody, and some commentary to go along with it. Matt Venezia and Tommy Seiss here in the broadcast booth with you. Mason Kerr helping us out here with the behind-the-scenes, directing the stream, and some stats as well. We got a great crew doing the scoreboard and the audio for us in here as well. Card comes set, the pitch. Going to be fouled off by Baird.
Baird really does it all. He has a lot of RBIs and at-bats on the season, alongside being a pitcher.
Card comes set. The 1-2. Baird chops one to short. Earhart has time. And he makes a play over to Corcoran at first. So 2 up, 2 down so far for Battlefield. And just like that, it'll bring up Adam Kuzmicki with 2 away. Now batting for the Bobcats, the right fielder, number 9, Adam Kuzmicki. So Adam Kuzmicki will step in, 2 away for the Bobcats. Card hasn't really had to use many pitches so far in this inning. He's gotten the Bobcats to put him in play, and the defense behind him has been able to record some outs. Not the same thing for Jackson Baird. He had to use his full arsenal of pitches to record 4 strikeouts in that first inning. Card comes set, the 1-0. It's going to be fouled off by Kuzmicki. As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Kuzmicki in the last matchup against Patriot, obviously in that district championship game about 2 years ago, he hit 2 home runs, so he's not afraid of the spotlight. There was a large crowd like that, similar to the sizing here at Battlefield, and he's definitely able to show up when he needs to. Breaking pitch, able to come back in, a beautiful slider from Brennan Card. And that's going to make the count 1-2. 2 gone already for Battlefield. Card with nobody on likes to come from the stretch. He's set, the pitch. On the outside, he runs a fastball by Kuzmicki. He's gone. 3 up, 3 down for the Pioneers. They make quick work of the Bobcats. Stay with us. We have plenty of baseball coming your way. We go to the top of the second. 0-0 here at Battlefield. Pioneers, the first baseman, number 21, Sean Corcoran. So as you heard there on the PA, Sean Corcoran will step into the box. A lot of pitches for Jackson Baird there in the top half of the first. Obviously looking for a lot quicker work out there on the mound. Corcoran trying to help him out with that first pitch swinging. That one's headed over to the softball field. Heads up. Obviously, we just gave a self-promo. You may have heard it, but you're watching on the Sports Network. Baird comes set the pitch. On the outside, that's a strike. I'll tell you, Jackson Baird has been working that outside fastball maybe a little bit more off the plate, and the umpire's giving him the outside. So it's definitely something to look for in two-strike situations late in the game. Pitches on the outside like that could be called for strikes. He's gotten that outside a couple times here. The 0-2 from Baird. Corcoran stays alive. He's going to foul that one off pretty much the same spot the first pitch went, and actually that one may have hurt Corcoran. Not really sure what happened there. Maybe it pulled something. And he's clutching the left shoulder there. We're not really going to speculate too much. But right now, Baird, a much more productive start to the inning. Ahead of it 0-2 and really challenging Corcoran with a couple fastballs. So Corcoran trying to just swing the bat around, maybe get some loose tension up in there, but obviously he does not look all that comfortable. The infield having a few words. Looks like Zambrana having some talk with Jackson, and Tucker Williams will join the mound, but I think Corcoran looks to be okay. Obviously you don't want to see that, any player get hurt, but he looks to be okay. Baird will resume his pounding of the zone because he really has been doing a much better job here in this second inning. Jackson Baird from the full windup gets the call, the 0-2. Checked his swing, did not go, did Sean Corcoran. And Baird will walk it back. Baird gets the call from Tucker Williams. A heave of a breath, he comes set, the 1-2. Right down the heart of the plate. Corcoran wasn't expecting it. All 5 outs of this ball game, really 4 officially, but 5 because of a drop third that wasn't recorded. 5 strikeouts for Jackson Baird. He's just mowing through this Patriot lineup.
Jackson actually allowed 0 hits or earned runs against Osborne Park the other night.
Now batting for the Pioneers, the second baseman, number 13, Ryan Fivery. Fiery comes set in the box. One away here in the second. Baird comes away. Got him to chase an upstairs ball that was at his head. A good first strike for Jackson Baird. He's got the Pioneers swinging out of their shoes in the box right now. And Jackson goes right back to work. The pitch. The outside and up. He doesn't chase that one. Right now this Battlefield defense has really just sat there and kind of just waited for anything to come their way. Right now they're just standing there like scarecrows, not having to do anything in the field. 5 strikeouts for Baird, as we mentioned. The pitch. That one's right down the chute. Fiery looking down, as just watching it right into Williams' mitt, right down the middle, and Baird again is ahead of the count. It's 1-2. The leadoff drop, third strike, and a base on balls to Brian Wilson, but since then, 4 consecutive strikeouts for Jackson Baird. The pitch. This one's going to be popped over our head, heads up to anyone behind us. And we'll do the 1-2 once again.
Very productive start to the inning for Baird.
The pitch. Breaking pitch. Hung on, but fouled off. A good battle work in here for Fiery. And the battle continues between Baird and Fiery in the box. So he'll get back into the box here. Everything going well for the Bobcats as of late right now. And that's going to be another one. Another strikeout for Jackson Baird. He is just continuing to have it his way right now. Every single out. I mean, we're at 6 strikeouts right now through an inning and 2/3. Now batting for the Pioneers, the third baseman, number 5, Nick Leckard. So Leckard will come into the box now, trying to just put the ball in play. Breaking pitch. Going to be taken in the dirt. 1-0 count now to Leckard in the box. You can see the sun potentially having an impact here as we're getting closer to sunset. The pitch, that one's in the dirt, gets away from Williams. Nobody aboard, so it doesn't really matter. And now the count is 2-0. This looks like Tucker Williams getting a couple bullets there and handing them off to the home plate umpire. As in the Fiery and Corcoran at bat, there were a few foul balls spoiled behind us. 2-0 count as that pitch was in the dirt. Jackson looking to find the zone. Got him to chase the upstairs, swinging the green light on the 2-0. He got a fastball but wasn't able to stay with it.
I referenced the Osborne Park game the other night. Baird actually threw 35 strikes out of 65 total pitches in that game.
Right around 50%, but tonight he's dialed in. That one's right there on the outside, more closer to the strike zone. So that was, we talk about, you know, maybe a little bit frame job or the outside strike. That one was in there. Jackson behind 2-0. He works it all the way back. And the deuces are wild here in the top of the second. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Baird the pitch. On the outside, he did go. 7 strikeouts through 2 innings right now for Jackson Baird. Other than the jam he got himself in at the beginning of this contest, you couldn't draw it up any better. Jackson putting the team on his back defensively. We're going to take it to the bottom of the second. Stay with us here on the Battlefield Sports Network. And we're back here on the call. Some late adjustments for us here in the booth. But we're back. Jack Kuzmicki swinging early, and he's going to fly out. And 1 recorded here for the Bobcats. And now it'll bring in Blake Harris. Now batting for Battlefield, the center fielder, number 11, Blake Harris. So Harris will step in for the Bobcats. Battlefield, no base runners yet. And that one actually nicks him. I thought he got hit by a pitch yesterday. Looked like he did, and apparently he did not. By his reaction, it looked like he may have gotten touched, but that time he definitely did get nicked. So he is aboard. The hit by pitch, the Bobcats have their first base runner. Now batting for Battlefield, the first baseman, number 25, Cooper Harris. So Cooper looking to get his cousin Blake to second base and maybe more. So Cooper steps in, a leadoff man aboard. The pitch. That's going to catch the outside. That's a friendly first pitch strike. Excuse me, not the leadoff man. There is one out here in the bottom of the second. But Cooper, the first baseman for Battlefield, made some flashy plays in the field yesterday. The pitch from Card swung on and missed. Fooled him with the changeup. And just like that, the count is 0-2. Brennan Card has really had it his way so far, just cutting through Battlefield and getting some help from his defense behind him. He comes set. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Cooper Harris gone just like that. And that'll bring in Battlefield left fielder Joe Christopher. Now batting for Battlefield, the left fielder, number 24, Joe Christopher. So Christopher in the box now, 2 gone for Battlefield as Blake Harris aboard on first. He reached on a hit by pitch. The Bobcats still searching for their first hit. So that one's going to be fouled off. I wrote my numbers wrong. The pitch, swing and a miss. Christopher's gone just like that. So not much for Battlefield right there. Other than the hit by pitch, we'll step away and bring it to the third. Stay with us here on the Battlefield Sports Network. He's number 2, right? Yeah. We're back here in the broadcast booth. Top 3, nothing. You haven't missed much except for Jackson Baird absolutely mowing through this lineup. 7 strikeouts, 6 total outs prior to what we're about to see right now. But in the first inning, the very first batter, it was a strikeout. He dropped third strike, but Max Earhart was able to reach on an error by Battlefield. So pretty much Jackson Baird doing it himself right now. The 0-1. Right down the chute. Swing and a miss. And I think
Jackson had 7 strikeouts this game. That breaks
Tucker Williams
the
may have
season
gotten
record
nicked by that one. Not really sure what happened there. But he's moving his hand around there. No balls, 2 strikes for Ramey, the designated hitter for the Pioneers. So Baird waiting for Ramey to get set in the box before coming away here. Baird set from the windup. The pitch. Fastball stays off the plate.
With that 7th strikeout, Jackson breaks the season record of 6 strikeouts in a game, previously set by himself and Joe Christopher.
The Battlefield Fireballers on the mound really doing a good job this season, and Jackson surpassing that in just about a third of the time that, most of the guys are pitching, whether it's 5 to 6 innings, but through 2, he's been pretty masterful. The count's worked itself to be full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Swing and a miss and an outside fastball. That's strikeout number 8. As Caleb Ramey goes down swinging, Jackson Baird is dialed in right now.
Such an impressive outing from Baird thus far.
Now batting for the Pioneers, the shortstop, number 8, Max Earhart. So Earhart, as we mentioned, just like many of his Pioneer teammates, he struck out, but he did reach on it. As Tucker Williams had a tough time gathering it behind the plate, and just with all that speed, he was able to reach. So Earhart trying to find another way to get on, preferably for him, not a strikeout. But Jackson Baird has really had it his way right now. The pitch. Fastball away, stays away, and the count's now 2-0. Earhart looking on here, ahead of it 2-0. We've seen a couple Pioneers swing 2-0. We'll see what he gets here. He takes it, probably because it was a ball, but I can't imagine that you'd be swinging 2-0 when you have not found a way to get on base, really, other than that first inning. I mean, 8 strikeouts. The Pioneers kind of swinging at everything here. But a good chance to get a board here unless Baird can find his way back from a 3-0. That won't help. It's a 4-pitch walk. The fastball stays upstairs, and for the second time today, Earhart is aboard. Now batting for the Pioneers, the left fielder, number 9, Brian Wilson. So Brian Wilson, he reached on a walk. That's the second free pass Jackson Baird has issued today. For the first time since the first inning, he comes from the stretch, and he's able to get it there on the inside half of the plate. In that at-bat, he gave Brian Wilson a lot of fastballs on the inside that Wilson really didn't swing at until he found 2 strikes. But Baird ahead of it now, 0-1. Jackson checking over there at first. Cooper Harris keeping him tight. So we mentioned a lot of people here taking this in for both sides. That one nearly got a piece of Brian Wilson. It did not. And the count's now 1-1. The aces are free. One's across the board with a runner on. Pato and Cho playing that double play defense, kind of pinching the second base bag. A big gap on the right side, the pull side, because Harris is holding the runner that just got checked on, Max Earhart. So for the pull side hitter, it benefits him here having that large spot over there on the right side. Baird, preferably here, trying to keep that from happening. The count remains 1-1. Comes set in the pitch. Going to be fouled off right back at us. Heads up. The cage pretty much saving us. I mean, that was right on line with my head. So we got a 1-2 count now, 1 away. And Jackson possibly, I mean, he's been striking out everybody, but killing 2 birds with 1 stone wouldn't be a bad idea here, trying to roll a double play ball. The 1-2, and he'll go back to first. Harris keeping that one close to him.
Battlefield has only allowed 15 total hits before this game.
15 hits in just about 3-4 games. Battlefield pitcher is really getting it done. Earhart goes. That's a strike 3 call. And Williams, I mean, with all that speed, he didn't really have a play, but nonetheless, another strikeout. Is that 9 or 8? 9 to my count for Jackson Baird. Now batting for the Pioneers, the center fielder, number 6, Bryce Demre. So Demery, like many of his teammates, down on strikes. He'll look to fulfill that here. Despite the strikeouts, the Pioneers have had 2 chances now with ducks in the pond. And there's one 180 feet away. And that's Earhart there on second. Jackson gets the outside call here in the top of the third. Nearing the hour mark of our stream. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. It's great to be back here at Battlefield and call a game. It's been a long time. As you see the check back to second. Obviously my senior year, a year ago, didn't really get those spring sports because of the pandemic, kind of throwing everybody off guard and canceling just about everything as we know it. We're getting closer, though. The pitch, breaking pitch stays away, 1-1 count. So it's nice to get back here and call a game and, you know, being back on summer break from college and all that. But my family are moving to Florida next week, so this is pretty much it for me. It's good to have one last call here in the booth at Battlefield and have Tommy and these other guys keep it running. The pitch, that one stays away. But Tommy, you were there at the Massaponics basketball game. Mason, you were there as well, I believe. Or I think you were watching the stream, giving us stats. But at that point, I thought that we would have a full set of spring sports, plenty of calls. I mean, really, with the soccers, the baseball, softball, lacrosse, plenty of calls before I'd have it all done. But didn't get another one after that. The 2-1, that's in the dirt. Emery keeping an eye on it. So yesterday doing PA for the champ game, but we were able to stream it for you guys here tonight. And, with us heading down south next week, it's good to just have one last moment and one last time on the call for the Battlefield fans. If count 3-1, swing and a miss. Going to be a foul tip into the glove of Tucker Williams, and now we're back to full. Got to believe that Emery's going to be swinging if it's close, and Earhart with all that speed, he could be off here. If it was a force play, he definitely would be, but he may be able to run here. He'll get an extended secondary lead. That one stays away. It's another walk for Baird. That's his third of the ball game. And both base runners in this inning have been via the free pass, and that'll bring in Kyle Vandenberg. Now batting for the Pioneers, the right fielder, number 17, Kyle Vandenberg. So Vandenberg found himself in a similar spot. 2 on, 1 away back in the first inning. He's got 2 on with 2 out. Jackson has 9 strikeouts on 8 total outs in this contest so far. From the stretch, the pitch. Vandenberg hooks it. That's going to be foul. He got a lot of that baseball. That one went a long way. He was sitting on the fastball and nearly made Baird pay for it. Despite the strikeout totals, that would have been a rough start to this contest.
You mentioned that 8th strikeout. With that 8th strikeout, Jackson's already doubled his strikeout count for the season.
Yeah, the George Mason commit getting up near the double digits, and he's really been very successful. We talk about the district championship game a few years back, and during that season, really being the second pitcher in the Battlefield rotation behind, of course, the now ECU stud, Zach Agnos. So Jackson's done a good job heavy lifting here, filling that void. That's going to be a strike on the outside. So Vandenberg with the aggressive foul ball, he's going to take that outside pitch, and Baird one pitch away from getting out of the jam. In the top of the third here, nearing 7:15 local. The pitch. This one's going to be chopped. Foul. I was just about to say, we finally get a play in the field. Not yet. We still have to wait on that one. I would say play the lottery tonight. Jackson's feeling pretty lucky out there, keeping his guys, pretty casual out there. I think I could be in the field right now and find just about as much success as some of the other guys there, with Jackson doing it all himself right now. 0-2, 2 outs, 2 on here in the top of the third. The pitch, breaking stuff. This one's going to be down the line fair. The first hit of the ball game is going to score at least one. They bring it in. Zambrana fields it. And the Pioneers on an RBI single will take the lead. Patriot draws first blood. Scoring easily was Max Earhart on that chopper. Joe Christopher got to it quickly. But nonetheless, the Pioneers now have them on the corners with 2 away.
Not what Battlefield was hoping for, but only 1 run scored still in the game.
Jackson obviously still dealing right now. There's no question about that. That's why Coach Williams, pitching coach, just kind of more of a, okay, let's have a little chat here, kind of get recouped. Obviously, they haven't touched him all day, and when they do, after kind of self-inflicting with 2 walks, that's kind of what can happen. So that's all that is. Jackson looking to get out of it here and just surrender 1. But the visiting Pioneers here in the top of the 3rd have cracked the goose egg on the board, and for the run total and the hit total, but they've had plenty of base runners with the base on balls and a drop 3rd strike. Now batting for the Pioneers, the catcher number 4, Mason Balsis. Jackson from the stretch has trouble on board. And now Balsis in the box, a strikeout victim. Not much of a surprise there. The pitch. First pitch swinging on the fastball, not able to get it. That one's fouled over our head. We want to thank everybody for tuning in, no matter where you are. I've heard some stories from people and family members watching all over the USA, you know, checking in from wherever, able to hang in and spend some time with us. Military members and things like that. It's been really cool to hear that. Stolen base. And Tucker, a nice check throw, just seeing and keeping Bryce Demery honest over there at 3rd. So far, 16 people watching. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Send the link around. It's been a while since we've done a live stream with commentary. It's like a holiday here at Battlefield. The pitch. Swing and a miss at the upstairs heat. Mason Balsis not able to catch it. And Baird recording the strike there, trying to get out of it now.
Jackson's faced 13 batters and has had 49 strikes out of 66 pitches.
The 1-2 count here from Jackson Baird, the full windup. That one stays upstairs. Nice fastball. Not getting Balsis to chase. When the Bobcats come up to bat, they'll have Tucker Williams leading it off, the bottom half of the order, before they'll flip it back up to the top at Blake and Pato. Baird comes set the pitch. Inside heat, stays inside. And now we're full. Sean Corcoran, we saw him kind of get banged up a little bit on a swing and a miss. He's on deck should the inning be extended to him. The full windup and the pitch. Swing and a miss. It was caught on the foul tip. That's 10 strikeouts for Jackson Baird. In my time at Battlefield, I have not seen anything like this so far. The kid is dealing, but damage has been done. The Pioneers on an RBI knock have the lead. It's 1-0. Stay with us. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. No. And we're back here in the broadcast booth. Tucker Williams going to lead it off for the Bobcats. So the story is this. 10 strikeouts defensively for Jackson Baird. He has not been able to, really, he hasn't faced any trouble so far, as you see a foul tip there by Tucker Williams. The Pioneers have just 1 hit to show for that. And, of course, it was an RBI single in the top of the 3rd. So the Bobcats find themselves trailing now for the first time today. And the bat starting with Tucker, looking to find a way to back up the ace on the mound.
Tucker's tied for second at total at bats on the team.
Curveball hung over the plate. Tucker right on through it. And Brendan Card continues to deal right now. 0-2 here on the road at Battlefield. He's from the stretch. The pitch. Fastball stayed upstairs. Tucker moving out of the way of that one. Finds himself a ball in the count. May have bought himself some off-speed stuff here. We'll see what Brendan decides to do. He comes set from the stretch and the pitch. He goes to straight heat, right back to Card. He'll run on over and underhand it to Corcoran, who makes the play. Rule that one a 1-3 for our scores at home. One away here in the third. So now, Carson Cho will step on in and bat for the Bobcats before getting it back to the top. Leading off now for the Bobcats, the second baseman, number 7, Carson Cho. I said lead. That was a mistake. He's not leading off. There's one out. Carson, first pitch swinging, heads up on the softball field. So Carson on the foul ball has a strike in the count. Blake and Pato, the top of the order on deck. Pitch. Carson shows bunt, pulls back on the upstairs heat. Has himself a ball. The ace is free. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. In a game that is 1-0 for the visitors in red. Card comes set. Pitch. Fastball away. Card so far, no hits given up. A base runner on a hit by pitch.
With only 3 at-bats, Carson is hitting .667.
2 for 3. He's done a good job when called upon. Doing so here in the field at second base and in the lineup here as well. Finishing it off for the Bobcat lineup. And then Blake and Pato. He had a triple yesterday. Could get some magic brewing for the Bobcats. 3-1 count. Card on the way. Swing and a miss from Cho. That was right down the chute. And Cho has himself a count that is full. The southpaw, Brendan Card, having it his way so far with the Battlefield hitters. The only threat was a hit by pitch. The pitch. This one's late. This one, is it going to get down fair? It's foul. Cho just late on the heat. And really, the first real excited, moment we felt here for the Battlefield hitters. I mean, Cards really had it his way, as we mentioned. So Cho will do it again. That's back-to-back fastballs, obviously down 3-1 in the count. We saw Card just try and get back in it, but he could throw something else here. Tough spot for Cho to be in. Card comes set. The pitch. He goes to the fastball and swings and misses. Carson Cho down on strikes. The 4th strikeout of the day for Brendan Card, and now the top of the order, Blake and Pato. Now batting for Battlefield, the shortstop, number 2, Blake and Pato. So Pato with 2 gone. Nobody aboard. First pitch, I think a changeup just finding its way on the outside here. In the bottom of the 3rd inning, plenty of baseball. Looks like we're going to have a pitcher's duel in this one, and we'll see. I mean, Baird's had a lot of pitches despite his strikeout total. Be tough to see him make it all the way through the end should this hold. That one stays too low. Good take by Blagan. We mentioned Blagan. He spent time over at second base, where normally Jackson's playing short, but because Baird is on the mound today, Blagan's found his way over there at the 6th position. Jammed on the fastball on the inside. Pitch. Ripped down the line, and that one's going to be foul. Pato, aggressive on the fastball, was close to an extra base hit. All that speed. Would have been nice for the Bobcats to have a 2-out rally started there. Pato stays alive in the count. It's 1-2.
We've mentioned Battlefield only allowing 15, now 16 hits on the season, but they've only got 34 hits before this game.
The pitch. In the dirt. Good take by Pato. A nice at-bat brewing here. And the count's now going to be even at 2. The deuces are wild here in the bottom of the 3rd. 2 strikes, 2 balls, and 2 outs. For number 2, that is. Blake and Pato now in the box to pitch. That one stays upstairs, a good take. And Pato, back-to-back full counts of the Bobcats, at least making Brennan Card earn the success that he's had. They haven't made it easy on him despite the first 2 innings being really 6 up, 6 down pretty quickly. Card set, the full count pitch. Upstairs and away, Pato's got a walk. And he's aboard. A lot of excitement for Blagan, a 2-out base runner who's got a lot of speed. Now Jackson Baird has a chance to bat. Now batting for Battlefield, the pitcher, number 6, Jackson Baird. So Baird has a chance to bat because Bladen had a great at-bat fighting back from down 0-2. Baird grounded to the shortstop last time up. Earhart put him away. Shortstop to shortstop crime there. Usually when Jackson's not on the mound, that is. A check over to first, and now the pitch. Jackson swinging early. That one's heading foul over by the pretty newly installed batting cages that the softball team now is able to use. Jackson and the Bobcats trailing by 1. So what I see there, it looks like we had a miss. It looks like that pitch is not going to count. So it's going to be evened up at 0-0. Not really sure why. I didn't get an explanation on that one. So, if anything, that benefits Jackson, and he does. He strokes one into left. Pato is going to be set from home. That one gets by the left fielder. Wilson let it get by him. Jackson's going to second. It's at the wall. He's going to help himself out to get to third. He's going to have to slide. Head first, he's in. Rule that one a single and an error in left. It's an RBI knock, and the Bobcats have tied it. The pitcher helps himself out. Jackson's in at third.
I feel like if you're the Bobcats, got a runner on third, especially after just getting 1 run in. Kuzmicki's the guy you want on the plate.
Now batting for Battlefield, the right fielder, number 9, Adam Kuzmicki. So with Jackson being the pitcher, he's going to be pinch run for. And doing that for the Bobcats, it's Luis Hernandez. Pinch running for Battlefield, number 4, Luis Hernandez. So Luis, it also helps probably a little bit more speed on the base paths now. Not that it would matter. A base hit will definitely bring anyone in from third. Adam takes the first pitch, fastball for a ball. Excuse me, that did catch the outside. It is a strike. So Battlefield with some 2-out magic, able to tie it at 1 here in the third. That one, breaking pitch, stays in the dirt.
We just mentioned that Luis Hernandez is pitch running for Blake and Pato on third. Luis has pitch run multiple times. He has 3 steals on the season.
Swinging early. That one's going to get down, diving, and it gets away from Wilson again. Kuzmicki's definitely getting to second. We could see back-to-back third base trips. Kuzmicki's in. That's a triple. And Battlefield leapfrogs the Pioneers. It's an RBI triple. Adam Kuzmicki continues to torch the Pioneers with extra base hits. It's 2-1 for the Bobcats.
Jack Kuzmicki now on the base. Brother of Adam. We're going to see what he's got here with a runner on third.
So the triple, it is ruled a triple, not an error on that one. Makes it 2-1 for Battlefield. Back-to-back RBI knocks, and it continues for Jack Kuzmicki. Now batting for Battlefield, the designated hitter, number 8, Jack Kuzmicki. So the fans getting something to cheer for. The pitching has been phenomenal, and now the bats have woken up for the Bobcats. Brennan Card was dealing, but he's run into some 2-out trouble here. Kuzmicki on a hanging pitch right on through it. With his brother Adam over there at third, trying to bring him in here. 2-1 for Battlefield. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 away. That one was stroked early, swinging on that one over the Patriot dugout. Everyone looks to be okay there. And Kuzmicki now behind the count 1-2. A lot of excitement here boiling in the bottom of the third, really the third inning in general. 1-2 count. That fastball off the plate for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the Battlefield designated hitter. Card comes set, trying to get out of the inning. The pitch. Upstairs, the fastball never had a chance. And, we were wondering if Baird was going to get to bat after the walk of Pato. And because of the walk he did, now the inning possibly could be extended to Blake Harris. The full count pitch from Card. In the dirt low. It gets away, but keeping it close were the Pioneers. Balsis keeping it in front, and now they're on the corners. That'll bring in Blake Harris. So it looks like a mound visit will be happening here, trying to calm down Card. Kuzmicki will have a word with Coach Burkhart, just in case, and the ball's put in play, situational stuff. Trying to be aggressive, of course, as the Bobcats pedal to the metal right now. 2 runs scored, unanswered, on back-to-back 3-baggers. The first one, a single, but an error in left by Wilson. And that allowed Jackson Baird to reach. And then we saw an Adam Kuzmicki RBI triple, who remains on third base. And now Blake Harris will have a chance to bat. Now batting for Battlefield, the center fielder, number 11, Blake Harris. Hit by a pitch in his first trip to the plate. He's got some chances now to bring in a couple guys. Card, the pitch. Grounds one through the hole, it's through. Blake Harris with an RBI knock. Jack Kuzmicki halts at second. Harris comes up big, another RBI for Battlefield. It's 3-1. The line keeps moving, and Battlefield has a 2-run advantage now.
For Battlefield, this guy who won on the plate actually brought in a home run the other day. Him and Kyle Zambrano went back-to-back.
And that's Cooper Harris, a big spot here. Now batting for Battlefield, the first baseman, number 25, Cooper Harris. 2 on, still 2 out. First pitch swinging. This one's going to get foul. Very cautious and alertive here in the booth. Our scoreboard keeper. We appreciate the call for safety. It's better than getting knocked on the head. Just make sure that we're awake in here. 0-1. Inside pitch. Card's going to get the call. He's working now close to 25 pitches this inning. And it's now an 0-2, a long inning here in the third. The Pioneers had party on the bases and a run scored in the third. The Bobcats have capped that at 3. A ground ball to Earhart. He goes under and quick to second. The out's recorded, but not before the Bobcats tack on 3. They hang a 3 spot in the third. We're going to go to the 4th inning. 3-1 for your Bobcats here on the Battlefield Sports Network. He was up in the first. The first inning, he had a lot of pitches. Now batting for the Pioneers, the first baseman, number 21, Sean Corcoran. So as I mentioned, Sean Corcoran now steps in. He's got a strikeout. He was injured earlier, too, on a swing that kind of tightened up his back, it looked like. Took roughly about a couple minutes to kind of get himself situated. But Jackson right back to work here in the fourth. As we mentioned, 10 strikeouts, but 9 official outs because one of the strikeouts was dropped third. So he's gone the distance and then done some. You know, he's got that extra 10th out recorded. But here in the top of the fourth, Battlefield leading it 3-1. 4 runs were scored total combined back in the third inning. Corcoran aggressively swinging. This one's backing up Kuzmicki. He's still back and camps underneath it for the first out. That is the first out that's been made in the field tonight, believe it or not. It's an F9 for our fans scoring back at home and 1 away. Now batting for the Pioneers, the second baseman, number 13, Ryan Fiery. So a fly ball there to right field, recorded by Kuzmicki as the first out of the inning and the first out not on a strikeout. Really the first ball that's been put in play. This one, first pitch swinging, hangs right to Harris. He barely had to move. So Baird, I mean, it's good to have all the strikeouts, and it's very easy and good for the stats, but he's having to work for him and a lot of pitches, and you know he's only thrown about 4 here in this inning, and he's getting 2 quick outs. So very appreciative of that. Now batting for the Pioneers, the third baseman, number 5, Nick Leckard. So 2 gone here, quickly recorded by Baird. The Battlefield defense finally being put to work. First pitch misses off the plate for a ball. Leckard, to not much surprise, strikeout in his only appearance today. And he's now back in for the second time. The Pioneers find themselves trailing by 2. The pitch from Baird. Right down the heart of the plate. That one's a strike. The last time the Pioneers were here in Haymarket, Zach Agnos on the mound for the Bobcats and Riley Eichhoff for the Pioneers. The Pioneers blowing the Bobcats out. And actually, as this one's a strike, that regular season series, the Pioneers won both games. Both were against Agnos, and they hit him pretty well. So in that district championship, Coach Burkhart decided to play a wild card and throw Baird on the mound, a completely different type of pitcher. And the Pioneers really struggled to hit him, and the Bobcats won the game that mattered. The pitch, that one stays upstairs. The deuces are wild now, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Top of the fourth here, local, just passing the 7:30 mark. We've been live for a little over an hour now. We want to thank you for tuning in. Matt Venezia and Tommy Seiss on the call. The pitch. This one's lined to right field. Kuzmicki camps underneath it and makes the play. So 3 outs recorded in the field, all to the outfielders, and that's it for the Pioneers in the fourth. We go to the bottom of the fourth. The Bobcats looking for more insurance. It's 3-1 here on the Battlefield Sports Network. No, it's okay. Leading off for the Bobcats, the left fielder, number 20, Joe Christopher. And we're back here on the call. Brennan Card remains out there despite getting tagged for 3 runs back in the 3rd inning of play. We're now in the bottom of the 4th, moving along nicely here at Battlefield Park. Joe, in his last appearance, struck out. Brennan's got a handful of those, I believe 5 now in the game. Kind of a check swing there by Joe. That might get down. Corcoran lets it go for the play to be made by Fiery, and he camps underneath it and makes the play. 1 out recorded.
Quick comparison of the 2 pitchers here. Jackson Baird has 79 total pitches. Meanwhile, Brennan Card only has 52.
Now batting for Battlefield, the catcher, number 14, Tucker Williams. So Tucker Williams steps into the box. He had a hard hit ground ball right back to Brennan Card, who made a nice stab at it and was able to record the 1-3. If Card didn't knock that one down, that would have been right up the middle for a knock. So Tucker looking to get some revenge. The pitch from Card, left on left matchup, fastball up at his head, stays away for a ball. Hope the stream quality is looking pretty nice for you guys. In years past, we've had plenty of technical issues with connection and quality, so it's good to see that we haven't run into that yet. Williams swinging here. This one could find its way down. Waiting for it, and the play is made and left by Wilson, kind of tumbling down. He will hold on to it. Both him and Earhart were chasing after, and even Leckard at 3rd. But the play is made by Brian Wilson. 2 gone for Battlefield. Now batting for Battlefield, the second baseman, number 7, Carson Cho. So now Carson Cho will step on in. And this is exactly what happened in the last inning, is Cho kind of rounding out the bottom of the order. He did strike out, but once Blagan got up, he worked himself a 2-out walk. And then 3 runs later, that's what happened in the 3rd. So Carson looking to start something similar to that here. Curveball stays down low. And the count's even up at 1. Pretty quick moving inning for Brennan Card, who had to use a lot of pitches back in the 3rd. He comes set, and now the 1-1. Driven to left by Carson Cho, backing up Wilson, still back. At the wall, he dives and makes the catch. Brian Wilson robbing Carson Cho of an extra base hit.
Great defensive play there by Patriot after a really well-hit ball by Carson Cho.
So Brian Wilson, the celebrity after the error that he made in the 3rd that allowed Battlefield's rally, he makes 2 phenomenal diving plays in this inning, keeping Battlefield off the bases. We will go to the 5th. 3-1 Bobcats here on Battlefield Sports Network. Back in the broadcast booth. Thanks for tuning in once again in this, farewell broadcast, if you will. It's really the only one we're probably going to do this year, and good to get one last one before leave the sports net entirely in the hands of these underclassmen. First pitch on the outside is a strike. Tommy looks over at me with, he's like, yeah. Pretty much. Just a phone call away, you know. The pitch, 0-1. Breaking stuff stays away. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ramey, who struck out in his first appearance, as we're now getting the 5th inning of play underway. High school baseball rules, as you guys know, 7-inning baseball. So we're kind of getting to the later stages here. Baird entering his 5th inning of work. Fastball stays away. 2-1 now. Ramey's worked himself with 2 consecutive balls. And he's got his hitter's count now, 2-1. Roughly about 20 viewers online watching. We appreciate that. The pitch. Fastball stays away. Jackson getting himself together there on the rubber. 3-1, trying to find the zone. Foul tipped right over the head of Tucker Williams behind the plate. And now the count is full. The Bobcats threatened with some kind of nicely hit, balls in play. And we saw a diving play there in that 4th inning over there at second, and Brian Wilson had a couple himself. So you got to believe all the momentum is with the Bobcats right now, and a leadoff walk will try and help Patriot kind of balance that out here as Ramey is on first. That'll work its way back to the top of the order, Max Earhart. Now batting for the Pioneers, the shortstop, number 8, Max Earhart. There will be a pinch runner out there for the Pioneers as well. And we'll see who that guy is. Gabe Rivera. Pinch running for the Pioneers, number 3, Gabe Rivera. Coach Burkhart will head on out there for a visit. That is the 4th walk issued by Jackson Baird, despite his dominance on the mound today. 10 strikeouts, 1 run, 1 hit. That hit was an RBI knock. Coach Burkhart just checking on his guy. Just kind of making sure that he's okay. So despite the 1 hit given up, that is 5 base runners, and several times, or a couple jams for Baird, as he's now well over 80 pitches in this contest. Gotta believe he's going to let it all out here and empty the tank. Hopefully with Battlefield still on top. Baird's going to go check it first. That one nearly took Cooper Harris with it. Once again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in on the broadcast today. The battle of Cedar Run District rivals, undefeated entering this contest. But someone's got to lose. Fastball on the outside, that gets it. Earhart sees the first strike of the count, and he's behind at 0-1. Extending his lead. Over there is Rivera, pinch running. Fastball on the outside, not going to get the call. And now we are at 1-1. Ramey, the designated hitter, just being swapped for, and a little bit more speed out there for the Pioneers. Thinking about going, he extends into a secondary lead. Fastball on the outside, gets the call. 1-2 now, and in disbelief is Max Earhart, but really the umpire's been calling that outside half of the plate all night. It definitely is off the plate, there's no question, but your first time through the orders when you kind of get a feel for where the balls and strikes are going to be. The 1-2. This one far away. Williams on the throw attempt. That one's going to go right on through Pato. Good backup there by Cho, and it's a stolen base for Gabe Rivera. The Pioneers have a runner in scoring position. Still nobody out. This is the tying run in the box. No better man to have up for the Pioneers. Earhart's reached twice in 2 attempts. The drop third strike to open up the contest that stranded him at second, and then on a walk in the 3rd inning that he came around to score on. He's going to drive this one. Carson Cho makes the play. It's a double play. Unassisted, Carson Cho does it himself. Rule it a 4-6 double play. And Rivera, after stealing second, thought that one was going to get down. I thought it was too. And just like that, 2 gone with nobody on.
The sophomore makes a big play.
Now batting for the Pioneers, the left fielder, number 9, Brian Wilson. And all the momentum that Patriot may or may not have just acquired, or at least tried to, evaporated thanks to the sophomore Carson Cho. Curveball stays away. And it's a 1-0 count to Wilson, who's got a walk and a strikeout so far today. That one in there for a strike for Brian Wilson. We mentioned Wilson out there in left field, made a jumping, leaping play at the wall to rob Carson Cho, as Carson Cho just did his impersonation of a Gold Glove play prior to Wilson stepping in the box. 1-1 now in the box for Wilson. Or check that, excuse me, it's 1-2. Jackson, you got to believe this could be it. Could empty the tank right here on Wilson. 10 strikeouts already. 1-2. Fastball gets away from Tucker. Didn't matter, nobody aboard. Probably would have extended Rivera if he didn't get doubled off over there at second. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. They're wild. The pitch. Check, did he go? He did not. That was pretty close. Obviously, in a normal situation, you'd have umpires all around, and you would check the third base umpire in that situation, but just one field ump today, and he's on first base line. Full count. The pitch. Wilson battling. He did this back in the third where he earned himself the eventual walk. Or check that, excuse me. He walked in the first inning. He did it in the first inning where he worked a count that he was behind in and came all the way back and ended up about 8 or 9 pitches later earning himself a walk. But Baird getting some help from his defense that really wasn't involved coming into the 4th inning, really. No outs were recorded in the field until Sean Corcoran flew out to Kuzmicki and right. So we're full right now. We'll do it again. The pitch from Baird. And Wilson doing a job again, earning his money at the plate. And that one hit off the light pole and actually came back into the Patriot side of the spectators. And I think they're okay. It's a scary moment. It's funny, you look over to the left, you see a sea of red. And back over on the right, the Battlefield faithful in purple. Obviously, it doesn't matter the sport. Patriot Battlefield draws a lot of fans, even people that don't even go to either schools. The pitch, fastball up. Wilson's on for the 2nd time today. Earns himself a walk. So some 2-out magic could be started here, and now Bryce Demery steps in. Now batting for the Pioneers, the center fielder, number 6, Bryce Demre. So Demery, a strikeout and a walk for himself. He got all the way to third base on the base hit that was down the line. Was able to extend him over a few 90 feet. Cut on and miss. Jackson Baird now definitely got to be well over 90 pitches at this point. Got to believe this is it. Just 1 hit surrendered for Baird. Now 5 walks, a total of 6 runners. And a lot of them have been left stranded. Cooper doing a nice job with a vertical reach there, able to keep that one close. But definitely the main takeaway from this contest for the GMU commit, 10 Ks through nearly 5. Swing and a miss. Running the heat right by him.
That is Baird's 102nd hit on the game.
0-2 for Jackson Baird. To Demry, the pitch. Runner going. Williams kind of bobbled it on the transfer, and now a runner in scoring position. That's a successful stolen base for Brian Wilson. The 2nd stolen base of the day for Patriot. But we saw Gabe Rivera in this same inning do the same, and then he got picked off at second. But now with that speed on second, a knock could cut the Battlefield lead in half. Baird trying to avoid that. The pitch right there on the outside. It's 11 strikeouts for Jackson. And if that's it for the GMU commit, when the lights are bright against your rival, he showed up big time for Battlefield. 11 strikeouts for Jackson and a runner stranded. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Stay with us. We got a good one here in Haymarket. 3-1 Battlefield. Leading off for Battlefield, the shortstop number 2, Boygan Pato. So Blagan Pato in the box started all of the rallying that Battlefield had in that third inning with a 2-out walk. And an error on a base hit and a triple later. Battlefield tagged 3 on Brennan Card, who's out there for his 5th inning of work.
Blagan is hitting .545 and slugging .727.
Those are the numbers you want from the youngster who is leading off here today for the Bobcats. He has been phenomenal. Had an extra base hit yesterday. Found himself lapping all the bases today. And continues to be a threat here in the box leading off the bottom of the 5th. The pitch. That one stays away for a ball. Pato 0 for 1 on the day. Flew out and popped up the second baseman, Fiery, and had that 2-out walk that we've mentioned many times on the call tonight. Brennan Card comes set from the stretch. The pitch. Waiting on that one was Pato, chopping it foul right by Coach Burkhart, rocking 17 in purple. It's been his number for as long as I can remember. And the count 1-2 now to Blagan. On deck for the Bobcats, Jackson Baird, who helped himself out with the RBI knock that tied the game at 1. The pitch. Breaking stuff stays high and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Blagan. Brennan comes set. And the pitch. Got jammed on it. This one might find a way to drop. Getting over there and calling for it is Vandenberg in right. 1 away here for Battlefield. So now Jackson Baird will step up. Now batting for Battlefield, the pitcher, number 6, Jackson Baird. You know, we mentioned Coach Burkhart earlier. Want to wish a special happy birthday shout out to Brooke Burkhart, Coach Burkhart's daughter, also a manager here for the varsity baseball team. Going to take her gymnastics talent over to Southern Connecticut after this year. The gymnastics, close friend of mine as well. Happy birthday, Brooke. And so far, we talked to Coach Burkhart before. I said, any plans for Brooke after the game? And he said, we're going to try and get her a win here today against Patriot. And that would be quite the gift for Coach Burkhart and family. As the pitch misses, 2-0 count now. For Jackson, who helped himself out with the RBI knock, and because of the error by Brian Wilson, he was able to make it all the way to third. Fastball stays up, 3-0 now. Got to wonder what Jackson will do here. He checks over to see what Coach Burkhart wants him to do. And if that really is the game for Baird, we could see some double switching, really triple switching actually, with Jackson could go back to short, and you move Blagan all over the field back to second as he works a 4-pitch walk. He is well over 90 pitches. He's probably right around 100. as he works the walk here. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out of that. But before that, he is on first with a walk. And that's going to be it for Brennan Card. He's done. And we'll see a new pitcher come out there. It looks like it'll be number 7 for Patriot. And that's Ryan Fivey. So Fivey will get some warm-ups. And we will step away here on the broadcast. We'll take a quick breather while Fivey takes some pitches here on the Battlefield Sports Network. And we're back here on the call. Matt Boyd is going to come in and pitch for the Pioneers. Card's day is over. And he'll take on Adam Kuzmicki. That one's in there. 1-0 now. Now batting for Battlefield, the right fielder, number 9, Adam Kuzmicki. Boyd with a look over to first. Going on the pitch is Hernandez, who is gone. He's thrown out. That was Luis Hernandez pinch running, and he's thrown out. So now 2 gone in a 2-0 count for Kuzmicki. Nobody aboard for him to move along. But he is canceled out just like that. The 2-0 from Boyd. And that one in there for a strike on the outside, the first one of the AB. Boyd on the pitch. Kuzmicki chases it. That one's heading foul over the Battlefield dugout. And from 2-0, it's now 2-2. Deuce is wild. 2 strikes, 2 balls, 2 out. With Kuzmicki in the box, who had a strikeout in the first and the big RBI triple that he later came around to score on Blake Harris's RBI single. So that extra base hit gave Battlefield the 2-1 lead. Now leading it by 2, 3-1. The pitch, getting him to chase a slider away. Nice pitch by Boyd. That'll do it for Battlefield in the 5th. We go to the 6th inning. The Bobcats still protecting that 2-run lead from the 3rd. Trying to hang on to it here. We will take a break here on the Battlefield Sports Network. I'm going to give this. Oh, we're back on the call. I was just going to say, I think after a fantastic game today that we saw from Jackson on the rubber, I think I'm going to give him this lineup sheet, just have it for memories on really the best game, maybe not given the stakes because of, we're not in the playoffs yet or anything like that. And we've talked about it many times, that 2-year-ago game in Nokesville that he pitched a gem in. But, 11 strikeouts is pretty tough to beat, surrendering just one on one hit and a handful of walks. So could be my little going-away gift to Jackson Baird. He earned it. Phenomenal outing. And now Jack Robinson, the new pitcher for Battlefield, looking to clean it up here. We'll see what Coach Burkhart wants to do with the shuffling of the relief pitchers. We could just see Robinson for this inning, or we could see him to end it here and get a nice two-inning hold. We'll see. So it looks like leading off for the Pioneers. We're going to try and figure that out here. Number 17. Now batting for the Pioneers, the right fielder, number 17, Kyle Vandenberg. So Vandenberg and the Pioneers running out of chances. 6 outs for them here. And he's the first to face Jack Robinson, the strong right-hander. The pitch, blazing heat upstairs for a ball.
Robinson pitched 2 innings on May 6th, had 1 hit and 3 strikeouts.
Been pretty successful when called upon. Robinson from the stretch as well. High leg kick, the pitch. Looks like he throws his dominant fastball as either a two-seam or a nice sinker. And I like that movement that he's got on his fastball. I mean, that thing zips. He's able to get the strike, and it's 1-1. Breaking stuff stays upstairs, and it's now 2-1. So Vandenberg, strikeout in the first, and the only run being supplied by him was an RBI single that he was stranded at first, but Patriot, in what was a 0-0 game at the time, had the lead and all the momentum as well. But Battlefield didn't take them very long, as you see that pitch just missing on the outside. Didn't take them long, just about a half inning before they tallied 3, tripling the Pioneer lead at the time, and that's what's held here now in the top of the 6th inning. Robinson looking on to Tucker Williams behind the dish. And now the pitch. Swinging at it. This one's heading foul. Ooh. And it gets just over the bleachers, but not too far away from the crowd. Good job of everyone tracking it in the air. A lot of calls for heads. Keeping people safe. Love that. The count is full now to Vandenberg. Robinson looking to pick up where Jackson kind of left off with all these strikeouts. Here's the pitch. Two-seam off the plate. Williams did have to move his body to get that one, so the home plate umpire not fooled, and it's a leadoff walk for Kyle Vandenberg. And that'll bring in Mason Balsis. Now batting the catcher for the Pioneers, number 4, Mason Balsis. The first of 2 meetings for these crosstown district rivals. The second will be coming over there in Nokesville, just about 15 minutes away from here. First pitch missing away, and now Tucker gonna come out and maybe didn't go have a visit, but had some words for Robinson there, kind of to keep himself composed and get back to what he's used to doing. After the walk, it's a wide ball there. The 1-0 from Robinson. Stroked, and a diving play by Zambrana. Can they double him off? They do! A huge double play for the second time today. The Pioneers are picked off. Kyle Zambrana diving out, made a phenomenal play and got himself up and got Vandenberg back at first. There's not much you can do there. And the big frame of Harris at first, the big stretch, able helping to get the ball there sooner. And 2 outs now with nobody on. Now batting for the Pioneers, the first baseman, number 25, Sean Corcoran. Nice curveball or slider, some breaking pitch there by Robinson, able to find the zone. And a huge exhale for the Bobcats, and especially Jack Robinson there, as he got the 5-3 unassisted double play for the second time today. That one in there for a strike. Excuse me, the put out was unassisted, but Harris over at first assisted in the put out. So now the count is 0-2. Robinson set and the pitch. Kind of switched up his delivery there. Went a little submarine on us here, catching us off guard. I don't know if that's orthodox or not, if that's in his repertoire or not, but that definitely changes how you pick up the baseball. I mean, these guys are throwing it over 85, some guys into the 90s. All about picking up the baseball at the different arm angles, as now he comes over the top. Missing for a ball. I don't think Corcoran, and no one was expecting that. A huge kind of a weird gasp from everybody in the crowd. But, I mean, if Robinson has that in his bag of tricks, why not pull it off? Almost did there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The deuces are wild in what's been a wild defensive game here at Battlefield. Robinson set. The pitch from over the top. Strike 3 on the inside. He gets the call. Robinson walks off, picking up the strikeout on Sean Corcoran. The Pioneers are left staring at their toes after that sequence. An inside strikeout and the weird double play. Patriot down looking. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Battlefield still on top, 3-1 here on the Battlefield Sports Network. And we're back here in the broadcast booth. Matt Venezia, Tommy Seiss. Tommy, we were just talking about getting the highlights done after this. There are a lot of flashy plays really on both sides, but the Bobcats have robbed the Pioneers of some run-scoring chances. And we've seen 2 in back-to-back innings on the Battlefield defense.
Great defensive plays by the Bobcats between Carson Cho at second base, and we just saw Kyle Zambrana at third make a double play. We're going to have some interesting highlights tonight.
So, Jack Kuzmicki batting against the new pitcher, Jordan Capuano for Patriot. Fastball stays up on Kuzmicki. The count is 3-0. And the Kuzmicki brothers on the same varsity team here, and they both have different builds. You know, Jack being a big power hitter, you know, so in a 3-0 count here, he could be swinging and try to add some insurance. He's done it before. That one's in the dirt, nowhere near. Easiest at-bat of his career. He's on 4 pitches. So that'll bring in Blake Harris. Now batting for Battlefield, the center fielder, number 11, Blake Harris. Blake Harris, the last Battlefield run was acquired by him. It was an RBI knock back in the 3rd inning. He scored Adam Kuzmicki on it. Blake 1 for 2 on the day. Or check that, 1 for 1. He was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. That one's in the dirt. I was looking at the wrong Harris. His cousin right underneath him is the one who has not reached today. But Blake in the box, 1 for 1. He's reached base twice. And Battlefield going into the 7th inning. I mean, pitching's been phenomenal today. But any sort of way to get some insurance would be nice here, and Blake's a good guy for the job. Lays down a bunt, not able to get it down. That one goes right back into the screen. That one right back into the netting. Not the netting, the cage, excuse me. So Harris will do it again. 1-1 with a runner aboard. Blake Harris in the box. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody gone. Capuano set and the pitch. Harris jammed, swinging late on that one. The Bobcats coming into this contest undefeated on the season, as are the Pioneers, but Patriot will have some heavy lifting to do in the top of the 7th, or else this thing will be over. They'll have to double the run total they've acquired through 6. Breaking pitch stays away, never had a chance to come back. And in a hitter's count now is Harris, 2-1. We've seen him twice trying to put the ball in play on the fastball. Capuano set, checks down by his shoulder to keep an eye on Kuzmicki. He now goes towards the plate. Swinging on this one. Heading in foul territory. And that one is going to get down. Foul. Giving that one a chase was Leckard and Wilson. Wilson's made a few glove plays today, but he was not able to there. Once again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in here today. You know, the guys were pretty excited when we told them that this game would be streamed. They can look back on it and watch a big rival game. But it has been a while since we've done a baseball call. Capuano set, now he goes. Harris able to get a piece of it. He stays alive. 2 balls and 2 strikes. On deck, his cousin, Cooper Harris. He's been the first baseman for Battlefield this season. Jack Kuzmicki over there at first. You can see him in your camera. Capuano set, and now the pitch. Up and in on Harris. A fantastic at-bat here. He's really battling in the box. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Harris in the box. Capuano set. Waist side, and now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Dialed up the gas there, knocked off his hat. And Harris has gone on strikes. First time he has not reached base today. And now 1 away for Battlefield. Now batting for the Bobcats, the first baseman, number 25, Cooper Harris. Cooper Harris. Not the ideal game that he would like for himself. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Was not able to find success in that left-on-right matchup against Brendan Card. But now on a right-on-right, let's see what he has here. He is a fastball hitter. Fastball upstairs, not able to chase it. 1-0. You got to trust this Battlefield pitching going into the final frame, but any amount of insurance before you go to that test would be ideal. And accepted. The pitch. Harris late on the heat. He's going to foul this one out. 1's across the board with a runner on. Here at Battlefield Park. Rival night here, not only on the baseball diamond. To our right, you probably have heard them throughout the night. The softball girls, Patriot getting it done to them tonight. Both JV and varsity sports in action tonight. Some at Patriot and some here. The pitch from Capuano. Swing and a miss. Cooper not able to get a bat on that one, and now he's behind the count, 1-2. Joe Christopher on deck. unless this one is rolled on the ground, Joe will get a chance to bat here in the bottom of the 6th. Capuano comes set. And the pitch. Breaking stuff in the dirt. Good block, keeping it in front of him by Balsis. And Kuzmicki not able to go anywhere. The score update, Patriot on top against Battlefield Softball, 14-6. Much different contest here on the baseball diamond. Pitchers duel, 3-1 Battlefield. The pitch. Fastball up. Another full count now. Cooper just saw a fastball. You gotta bet, since Capuano's gone to it already with the heat, could go to it here. We'll see what Cooper wants to do, if he'll sit on the speed. He comes set, does Capuano, and now the pitch. He goes to it. A fantastic take. That was pretty close. And a long walk taken there back towards the plate by Capuano. He was not impressed with that call. Harris reaches on the walk. Now batting for Battlefield, the left fielder, number 20, Joe Christopher. Two on via the free pass with one away. This is that insurance we've been mentioning. And Christopher's got a chance to help out the Battlefield pitching staff. Pitch in the dirt, misses away. Capuano, second time today, his hat has fallen off his head. Still the same amount of fans that we saw earlier sticking around here for the conclusion of this one. Capuano will look to second at Kuzmicki, and now he goes home. Fastball up. Christopher saw him hit a home run 2 seasons ago. Obviously no season played last year. He's a sophomore at the time, now helping out tremendously on the pitching side and in the box as a senior for Battlefield. The pitch. That's off the plate, but it is going to be called a strike. I mean, Balsis, when he sets up, you can't see his glove. Obviously his body's in the way, but he definitely moved his glove over to the right. We could see the entire glove, but it was still called a strike. 2-1. That one pretty close to what we just saw, but that's going to be a ball. 3-1 now, and with Balsis, or check that, excuse me, Capuano on the rubber, walking the last 2 batters. In a hitter's count, he hasn't been all that accurate. You could take here. That's exactly what he does. It's in the dirt. The bases are loaded via the free pass, and the Pioneers are going to have a mound visit here. The bases are fully loaded for Battlefield. That'll bring in Tucker Williams with one away. A huge at-bat in this contest. And actually, we have a pinch hitter. Joey Swakowski. Swakowski, excuse me, will be the pinch hitter. So Swakowski will pitch, or excuse me, hit, but we also have a new position change on the mound. For the Pioneers, it's number 24. We will get a look at that one. Nathan Bishop will now be pitching. Nathan Bishop will be the new pitcher in for the Pioneers. Now pitching for the Pioneers, number 24, Nathan Bishop. So Joey Swakowski, excuse me, he will pinch hit for Battlefield in a huge spot. So what that does, it could take Tucker Williams out of the game. We'll see the catching situation. We saw in the 7th inning, J.P. Williams, the sophomore, get in. So we'll see what Coach Burkhart's doing, shuffling up the cards here. Pinch hitting for Battlefield, number 12, Joey Swakowski. So Swakowski, a huge at-bat here, a base hit, definitely scores Kuzmicki at third. Not that much speed on second with Cooper. It just depends on where the ball is placed. And that'll be interesting to see how aggressive Coach Burkhart wants to be should that situation come up. So Swikoski now the new pinch hitter.
Joey only has one at bat this season.
That one misses upstairs. Having a tough time as Capuano's out of the game now. This is Nathan Bishop's first pitch. But after getting a leadoff walk and then a strikeout of Blake Harris, back-to-back walks for his third of the inning. It was not all that successful on the mound, did Capuano for the Pioneers, and now Bishop has to come in. But not proven to be much better. 2-0 now in a hitter's count. Even though it's hitter's count, I can't imagine you're swinging here because the Pioneers have had a rough time finding the strike zone. Should be a take as Bishop comes in the stretch and is ready to go. He's going to foul that one off, so he was swinging. So 2-1 count. Swikoski came with the heat there. Swikoski saw the heat from Bishop. The left-hander coming in here on the off matchup, but obviously the Pioneers still feel pretty strong about using him. Another foul ball here by Swikoski. 1 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The bases are fully juiced with purple all over the field. In what could be a make-or-break moment in this contest in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1 half inning prior to the Pioneers' last ups in this contest, unless they find at least 2. That one misses for a ball. Full count to Swikoski. Bishop takes a little walk around the mound, and now we'll get back up on the hill. Should be a lot easier to see now with the sun pretty much going away for the most part and the lights kicking in here at Battlefield Park. Bishop is set. The pitch. Never had a chance, and the Bobcats in this inning have had 4 base on balls, and Kuzmicki makes the trip from first all the way around to home, and the RBI awarded to Swikoski on the walk. So he goes to first. Everybody moves up a free 90 feet, and that'll bring in Carson Cho. Now batting for Battlefield, the second baseman, number 7, Carson Cho. So Carson Cho, a deep fly ball last time. Wilson made an outstanding play at the wall, denying him of extra bases. Carson looking for revenge. The pitch from Bishop. Right there on the inside half. So Bishop, after walking in a run, able to come back and find the sweet spot. So now you have more speed out there on the base paths because Christopher's on second. He can definitely score on a base hit. And Cooper at third will definitely score should the ball be put in play. Fastball didn't have a chance, stayed upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. The ace is free here in the bottom of the 6th. Going on just about 2 hours here on the stream. We want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Cedar Run District rivalry matchup. This will have a huge say in who's going to take home the district regular season record. How it works in the Cedar Run District, regardless of who wins the district championship, it's just the best record is the district champion, per se, going into the region. So you absolutely want to win the regular season. The seeds don't change. All that district championship game is for is just a piece of hardware. And Battlefield won it 2 years ago, but still we're not the 1 seed going into the region tournament. That one's going to be taken for a strike, so Cho's gone for the 2nd time today via the punch-out. And now we go back to the top of the order, Blagan Pato. Now batting for the Bobcats, the shortstop, number 2, Blagan Pato. Pato, 0 for 2 on the day. He walked in the 3rd and came all the way around to score on what was a Jackson Baird RBI knock that because of an error in left, he was able to go to 3rd on. Blagan is no outlier or stranger, if you will, and that one gets away from the catcher, Balsis, and he's going to score. And we just saw Bishop get handsy with Harris there. Nonetheless, a run's going to score. Coach Burkhart having some words as well. And the home plate umpire had some words for Bishop, too. A passed ball by Balsas is going to make it 5-1 for Battlefield. Pato will take the free RBI. I forget the point that I was trying to make earlier. A lot just happened there. Oh, it was about the extra bases. So Blagan obviously in a huge spot to score some runs. Now Battlefield scored 2 in this 6th inning. But he is no stranger to extra base knocks. And already a sizable deficit for the Pioneers, needing at least 4 in the top of the 7th. Blagan can really break it open with just a single here. And Swikoski pretty fast as well. He's at second. Bishop comes set, the pitch. Fastball up. It's a 3-0 count. All the relievers the Pioneers have used in this inning have struggled to find the strike zone, despite there now being 2 outs. It's 3-0.
Blagan Pato is leading the team in extra base hits.
Blagan waiting for Bishop as he now gets set. And the pitch. Right down the chute. 3-1 now for Blagan in the box. Battlefield scoring 2 runs in this inning unconventionally. Self-inflicting runs given up by the Pioneers on a walk that brought in Battlefield runner, and then that pass ball that scored Cooper Harris. 3-1. Bishop looking on here for the call from Balsas. There is action in the Pioneer bullpen in case Bishop needs help. And again, another walk for the Pioneer bullpen here in this inning. And the Bobcats are one more batter away from batting around the order. And now Jackson Baird will come into bat. Excuse me, it's going to be Jack Robinson because they took him out. And now Robinson is in. Now batting for Battlefield, number 13, Jack Robinson. So Robinson coming to bat means that Baird's done for the day. And we were thinking we could have seen a double switch, per se, of getting Baird back at short and Pato back over to second. But Coach Burkhart is going to keep it easy for us in our line sheet. Just one easy substitution. We're not going, we're not playing tic-tac-toe on here. First pitch from Bishop, nowhere near. He's really struggled. And I don't know if it's going to be too much longer before we see another mound visit. But now action is stopped in the Patriot bullpen, so maybe Bishop could be the last guy here to record the out, but he struggled. So with Robinson batting, it looks like it'll be him for the 7th inning. At the time when we were questioning that, as you see a swing and a miss, as we were questioning it, it was only a 2-run game, so we could have seen a hold and then maybe get someone in to pitch the 7th. But now with a 4-run lead, it's good to just save the arms. He only used a couple pitches because of the double play that Zambrana assisted in, diving out there at third. So it was a quick inning for Robinson in the 6th. So we'll see him in the 7th. Should be a pretty stress-free top half for the guy in the box right now, number 13 in purple. The 1-1. Breaking stuff. Stayed upstairs and away. Robinson not able to find it right now, and he does not look too impressed out there. The umpire had some words with him on the exchange after Harris came in on the pass ball. The bases remain fully Battlefield. The Pioneer task growing larger and larger by the pitch. Swing and a miss. It's going to be evened up at 2. Deuces are wild right now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Robinson, not that he needs it, but can really help himself out here. Get some more insurance. In a game that was once 1-0 Patriot in the 3rd inning, Battlefield at the time was being no hit through a good chunk of the 3rd inning. And that lively 3rd inning that's still holding true to be the deciding inning. None of these 2 runs, really, because Patriot hasn't been able to do much, and Robinson goes down on strikes. Bishop finally gets out of the inning. That'll do it for the 6th. We go to the 7th. The Pioneers need 4 in the district matchup. Stay with us here on the Battlefield Sports Network. Ryan Fiery. Leading off for the Pioneers, the second baseman, number 13, Ryan Fiery. Fivey in the box now, leading off the 7th inning. That the task has been a lot more compromised here for the Pioneers. Trailing 5-1. Jack Robinson out there for his second inning of work. Let's see if there's any substitutions out there in the field. So actually still back there behind the plate, Tucker Williams is still there. So there must have been a double switch of some sort. That's why Tucker's still in there, because he was pinch hit for. And with Robinson coming in, I'm not going to mark it on here, but something happened. Tucker remains in the game.
Fun fact, everybody on Patriot has struck out today.
That's a tough statistic, as the Bobcat pitching staff had it their way. That's been composed of Jack Robinson and obviously Jackson Baird, who 5 innings, 1 hit surrendered. He had 5 walks, but 11 strikeouts. Unbelievable. A fantastic outing. He could not ask for much more. And on top of that, the bats came to play in the 3rd, and they got some help from the Pioneer pitchers. So 3-0 to Robinson, who's had a tough time finding it here in the inning. Doesn't look like anyone's up in the pen for the Bobcats, so it should be Robinson the rest of the way. The pitch. Right down the middle. Fivey kind of ducking for cover there, out of the way, but that was right down the heart of the plate. Robinson in the 6th had a strikeout of Sean Corcoran. That great double play from Zambrana over at 3rd. Inside, misses for a ball. The second issued ball of the day for Robinson, and the Pioneers get some help. They're going to need a lot more, though. He's now coming up to bat, Nick Leckard. Now batting for the Pioneers, the 3rd baseman, number 5, Nick Leckard. So Coach Burkhart having a meeting with Robinson. Just kind of getting on the same page. And the umpire just wanting to get a look at that. Not really sure what this could be about. Just checking maybe the amount of mound visits, I would guess. Because every time they go out for a mound visit, they motion, how many you have left or how many you've used per half inning or the maximum you're allowed to use. So it was just maybe a confusion. Just both umpires getting on the same page there, as is Coach Burkhart, who goes back to the first base dugout. That was close. Gets away from Harris, but not too far for Fivey to take off. Caleb Ramey on deck. Like many of his teammates, a strikeout victim. Robinson to look behind him to just see the fielding of his defense. Fires a strike right there on the outside. A nice looking 2-seam fastball. Getting the outside half. A look back to first, checking on Fivey, who extends his primary lead. A look back over his shoulder. And now into his secondary. The pitch stays low. 1 ball and a strike to Robinson. A look back over to first, checking over his shoulder, the other side, and now the pitch. Looked like a slider. It came back beautifully. And Leckard didn't really think that was going to come back. It did come in on the front door. And in there for a strike. 1-2 count now. Robinson looking to find the first out of the inning. A look back over the shoulder of Robinson, and now back to the plate. The pitch. Swing and a miss.
Ooh.
The bottom fell out of that sinker-looking pitch, and the first out is recorded for Robinson, his second strikeout of the day. That sends Nick Leckard back to the dugout, and Caleb Ramey will come up to bat. Now batting for the Pioneers, the designated hitter number 2, Caleb Ramey.
Battlefield still only has 1 hit allowed.
1 hit given up for the Battlefield pitching staff against an offense that yesterday Battlefield played John Champ and won 3-0, and for a good chunk of the game it was pretty close. The Pioneers ended up beating Champ when they played them 10-2. So you kind of look at the score comparisons coming into this one. On top of that, both sides undefeated. But Battlefield has had it their way today. Jackson Baird really carrying with all those strikeouts. And now Robinson's done a nice job cleaning up here for the 2-inning hold that he's 2 outs away from securing. He'll be a no decision in this one, but that's just something to add for his stats. As Ramey in the box, 1 away and 1 on. Swinging at the slider away for a strike. And it's now 0-2. Robinson looks to have a much better feel for his breaking stuff.
Definitely finding his groove here.
And that deadly sinker that just drops on hitters, you could go back to that here and keep him honest with the fast stuff. Now he goes full submarine. It stays low. That's the second time we've seen it today. And again, after seeing the whole game, or really this is Ramey's first at-bat against him, the whole at-bat, over the top and picking up where the baseball releases. And then out of nowhere, it's about half that degree angle down. It's tough to stay with. That fastball stays away. And the count is now evened up at 2. Two balls, 2 strikes with a runner aboard. Battlefield middle infield pinching to second. Slider came back but stayed upstairs. And now we're full. But again, really having a good feel for that pitch. You could go to just about anything in the deck of cards here if you're Jack Robinson on the mound. Anything could be justified to be a good pitch to throw in this decision, or in this scenario. He'll go back to first, though. That's going to get away from Harris. It actually may have hit off the helmet of Fivey. That was at the feet of Kuzmicki, and luckily he'll only go up to second, so I don't really know how you would rule that. It looked like it hit off the helmet of Fivey. I don't think the throw over was all that poor. Not going to rule that an error. It's a weird situation. So now runner on second. You can't really kill 2 birds with 1 stone all that easily, but the Bobcats have done it twice with line-out double plays today. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runner now on second is Ryan Fivey, the second baseman for Patriot. He comes set, looks back over to second. Blagan flirting with him over there to keep him honest. This one hangs up for Kuzmicki. Fivey kind of took a few steps off the bag, but that cannon of Kuzmicki over there in right was not going to test that. So Ramey flies out to right. And it looks like we have a new pinch hitter for the Pioneers. Or excuse me, no, they're back to the top of the order. Now batting the shortstop, number 8, Max Earhart. So back to the top of the order. Runner on second, 2 gone. That runner on second is pointless if you're Robinson pitching, and just like that, he comes right back to work and delivers a strike.
An error by Robinson.
So it will be an error from Robinson on the throw over, not Harris for not successfully making the catch. Slider in the dirt away, keeping him honest. 1-1. Second error of the day for the Bobcats. Hasn't mattered, though. They've been able to avoid those errors and not give up free runs. Back in the first inning, we saw it on the drop third strike, as that one is right down the middle. Battlefield 1 strike away from the big win against their rival, the Pioneers. They stranded the error back in the first. Can they do it here in the 7th when it matters most? 1 ball, 2 strikes. The crowd on the right side of the bleachers gets up and loud. The pitch from Robinson. One last look to second. He comes on the way. Submarine. And drills him right on the side of the hip. Not really sure if that submarine pitch was all that necessary, but it cost Battlefield, and now the tying run is in the on-deck circle. So Earhart, hit by pitch, reaches for the 3rd time today. Now batting for the Pioneers, the left fielder, number 9, Brian Wilson. So Brian Wilson, never say never, but he cannot be the one to get the job done. He's got to do whatever he can for the guys in red and the Red Faithful to extend this contest to the guy next up. First pitch strike from Robinson. No more freebies for the Pioneers. They have no more outs to give. Runners on second and first. Fivey on second, and Max Earhart, the shortstop, on first. The pitch from Robinson. That sinking 2-seam fastball stays off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 gone here in the top of the 7th. Pitch count getting up for Robinson. Don't believe there's any action in the bullpen. The 2-seam stays away. 2 balls and a strike. 5 for the Bobcats and 1 for the Pioneers. Comes set. Couple looks back to second. Now he goes, and it did nick him. So Wilson takes the hit by pitch as well, and now you have the tying run in the box. So much different scenario now. And Kyle Zambrana having a word with him just to kind of calm him down. And prior to this hit by pitches, Robinson was dealing and hadn't really run into too much trouble. And now Bryce Demre. Now batting for the Pioneers, the center fielder, number 6, Bryce Demre. So Demery is the tying run. He is their 3-hitter. Not really any better guys for this spot, other than the guy who's on deck. But unless Demery reaches, he won't get to bat in this game, and that's what the Bobcats hope is going to happen. They're fully Pioneers right now. Some late 7th-inning drama for the Pioneers. A first pitch strike by Robinson. 2 outs without an issue were recorded by Robinson, and then we've seen a series of free, base runners. It was a leadoff walk, and then a strikeout and a fly out to right field, and now back-to-back hit by pitches. That one is going to be a ball. I got to imagine Coach Burkhart could consider getting somebody up just in case, because if this contest is extended, the lead will no longer be 5-1. Fastball stays away. It's now 2-1. Robinson, it was a 2-out hold situation. Or 2-inning situation. And the pitch count's definitely up there now. A lot more than I think Coach Burkhart would have hoped for leaving him in for this inning. He's at 40 right now through just an inning and 2/3. Ripping that one down the line. It's foul. And out there in left field for Battlefield is now Blake Harris, who prior to that was playing center. So some adjustments made by the Bobcats. The count is 2-2. Fully juiced. The deuces are wild. Battlefield a strike away from the win. The pitch from Robinson. Nowhere near. A pass ball. Might score a run. And it does. So the Pioneers back on the board. For the first time since the 3rd inning, a pass ball will bring in a run. Demery gets an RBI. And everybody gets to move up. So they're on 3rd and 2nd, full count. Robinson is a strike away, but the score is now 5-2. He comes set. To Demery, here he comes on the leg kick, the pitch. Stroked foul. Couple close chances here. The Pioneers just sitting on that fastball. And when it was looking a lot easier to seal the deal, this got a whole lot more interesting because a base hit could make this a one-run game. Robinson comes set. One strike away are the Bobcats. The pitch. Chopped right back to Robinson. A stare down. That's the game. A bullet that if he didn't stab it, it would have made it a one-run game. Jack Robinson holds strong, and the Bobcats celebrate at first base. A huge win against the district rival, the Pioneers. The final score, the visiting Pioneers 2, and your Battlefield Bobcats 5. Great game by both teams, and good luck to both sides the rest of the way. A game that, of course, with this rivalry would not be complete without some late-night drama. And, Tommy, we saw a good one there, and the good guys came away with the win.
Oh, yeah, pure dominance by Battlefield on the defensive side. Great pitching from Baird throughout the first half of the game. And then we saw that double play from Zambrana, and that great play by Cho at second base. Great game by Battlefield.
A couple defensive gems, and no better way than the pitcher, Jack Robinson, who got himself into the jam to close the deal. 5-2 the final score, and everyone leaves happy. That's it for us in the booth, and I didn't get it my senior year to have a chance to say goodbye, and now I get that opportunity despite not being here, as a student anymore, but, as it doesn't really feel the same, it's still cool to have the moment. And for everything we established 3 years into this idea that I had, that's now really been something pretty special. COVID had some change of plans last year and, my senior year, but it was just a great opportunity to be able to bring Battlefield Sports to you guys, and hopefully now for years to come, we'll have a line of kids in the journalism program here at Battlefield and in the Battlefield Sports Network to keep bringing them to you. And all the social media and things like that, keeping up with it, I get to do that. So that's it from us in the broadcast booth. For Tommy Seiss on the color analyst, Mason Kerr helping us out with stats, everybody in the production staff. We had a lot of people here today. I am Matt Venezia for the final time here on the call with you for Battlefield. We say thank you as we're signing off.